Welcome to Numbers World. Today we are going to solve past papers of ICATs Mathematics contest of year 2021 for grade 9 and 10. Question number 1. In a certain code, garnish is written as RGAINHS. How will genius be written in that code? So here we can see the word garnish. R is written at the third place. After taking 2 jumps to the left side, it is written at the first place now. And I is at the fifth place. After taking 1 jump to the left, it is at fourth place now. Similarly, after taking 1 jump to the left side, H is written at the sixth place. So we are going to follow the same pattern to write the new code for word genius. So N will be written at the first place after taking 2 jumps. O will be written at the fourth place after taking 1 jump. And similarly, S will be written at the sixth place after 1 jump to the left side. So the new code will be NGEOISU, which is our option B. Question number 2. How many such pairs of letters are there in the word misplace, each of which has as many letters between its 2 letters in the word as there are between them in the English alphabet? So here we can see in the word misplace there are exactly 2 letters between M and P, which are I and S. And if we arrange the letters in alphabetical order, there are 2 letters between M and P, which are N and M. So it means this is our pair number 1, M and P. Similarly, in the word misplaced, there are 2 letters between I and L, and in alphabetical order, again, there are exact 2 letters between I and N, which are J and K. So this is our pair number 2. So we can say there are 2 such pairs of letters. Question number 3. In a group of cows and chickens, the number of legs was 14, more than twice the number of heads. The number of cows was, let C represents the cows and CH represent the chickens. Now the total number of legs is equal to 4C plus 2C, as a cow has 4 legs and a chicken has 2. The total number of heads is equal to C plus CH, as both the animals have one head, so we will write it like this. Now, the information that is given in the question is the difference between the total number of legs and twice the total number of heads is equal to 14. So this will be our equation. Now we are going to solve it for C because we are interested in knowing the total number of cows. So when we will multiply 2 with the variables written in the bracket, it will be like this. 2ch will be cancelled with minus 2ch. 4c minus 2c is equal to 2c is equal to 14. So now we will move to on the other side. The answer will be 7. So there are 7 cows in total. Question number 4. A 20% rise is reversed. What is the percentage fall? So let's suppose the original value is equal to 100. After 20% rise, the value is 100 plus 20 is equal to 120. If the value is 120, the fall is equal to 20. If the value is 1, the fall is equal to 20 by 120. To find out the percentage fall, we will multiply the fraction by 100. That is equal to 16.66%. So it means option A is our correct option. 5. Identify which of the options given below can be folded to make the 3D object shown in the box. So if we look at the top of the 3D object, when we will open it in the form of a net, there will be a visible separate square in the middle due to the shape of the 3D object. So that is available only in option C. So this is our answer because it is not present in rest of the 3 options. There is a square in option D, but that is at the side, but we need it in the middle. So option C is our correct answer. Question number 6, shown below are the different views of the same ball. Identify its top view. So here we are going to consider the front view of the ball to find out the top view. We can clearly see the white line in the front view is ending around the center of the ball. So it's quite obvious that in the top view, the white line will start around the center of the ball. So option C and D are completely incorrect. In option B, the white line is starting from the right side of the ball, which is also incorrect. In option A, we can see the white line is starting around the middle and moving towards the right side. So at the right side, the shape will be like this. So option A is our correct option. Question number 7, if gear P is the driving gear and rotates clockwise, which of the following statements is true? So we will check the working of the gears first. If P will rotate clockwise, its grains will move the strip downwards, which will cause Q to rotate anti-clockwise. So Q will move this strip upwards, which will make R to rotate clockwise and S anti-clockwise. So the third strip will move upwards, due to which T will rotate clockwise and U will anti-clockwise. So let's check all our options here. Option A is Q will rotate clockwise and S will rotate anti-clockwise, which is wrong because Q is rotating anti-clockwise. So option B is R and T both will rotate anti-clockwise, which is again wrong because R and T both are rotating clockwise. Option C is R will rotate clockwise and U will rotate anti-clockwise. So this is true because R is rotating clockwise and U is anti-clockwise. So option C is correct one. Option D is S will rotate anti-clockwise and U will rotate clockwise. But it's not true because both are rotating anti-clockwise. So option C is the correct one. Number 8, the image in the box on the left hand side shows the open and closed positions for a metal stand. The other two images show the various joints in the stand. If a fixed joint is denoted by F and a hinged joint is denoted by H, then which of the options is correct? So we can look at the three pictures. Option A and B are completely incorrect. The reason is that in these two options, U is shown as a fixed joint. But we can clearly see in this picture that U is a hinge joint because there is a break over here. So these two options are not correct. So we are left with two options over here. In option C and D, the first three parts and the last three parts are same. Like P and R are fixed joints, so that's fine. Q is a hinge joint, so we can see that due to Q, the stand will move. Then T, U, and V are also hinge joints, that's fine. So these four joints can move the stand. So in option C, S is shown as a hinge joint, and in option D, it is shown as a fixed joint. So if P and R are fixed, so the joint that is connected with these two joints should be also fixed. Because if S will be a hinge joint, it will cause movement in the P and R as well, which is not possible because these two are fixed joints. So S is also fixed. So option D is our correct option. Question number 9. Choose the figure that should replace the question mark. So let's find out the pattern first. So there are 10 lines in the first row, 11 in the second. So how many lines should be in the third? Obviously 12. So we can see there are 7 lines in the two figures. So 7 plus what is equal to 12? It's 5. So we are going to choose a shape with 5 lines. So we will consider option A and D. But which one should we choose? If we look at the figures carefully in column 1 and 2, the middle lines are in Ferozi color, whereas in the column 3, the middle line is in maroon color. So as the question mark is in the third column, so we are going to choose option D because it has 5 lines and the middle line is in the maroon color. Question number 10, choose the pattern that complete the sequence shown below. So here we are going to notice all the given symbols. Like plus is same in all the patterns, so that's why we will just ignore it right now. And dash as well, so we will leave these two symbols. Now look at the face of the slash. It's toward right side. In the next pattern, it's towards left side, then right again. So we will consider this because it's continuously changing in all the patterns. So now this bracket, its face is toward right side, then left and left again. As it is repeating, so we are going to ignore it right now. The face of the hashtag is toward right, then left, then right. So it's continuously changing, so we will consider this as well. The smaller bracket, it's toward left side, then right and right again. So we are going to ignore it. Equal is same in all three patterns. The face of the percentage is also continuously changing, so we will consider this as well. So now multiplication sign is also same in all three patterns. So now look at these three symbols. The face of the slash is toward right side, then left, then right. So in the next missing pattern, its face should be towards the left side. So we have three options here in which the face of the slash is toward left side. So now look at the hashtag right, left, right. So in the next pattern, its face should be toward left side. So only in option B, the face of the hashtag is towards left side. Now let's verify it by looking at the face of the percentage as well. Its face is toward right side, then left, right, and at the end it should be towards left side again. So yes, so only in option B, the face of the percentage is towards left side. So it's our fourth pattern which will complete the sequence. So option B is the correct option. Number 11, three views of a block with 7 different shapes printed on its surfaces are shown below. Find the same block from the options given. So let's suppose this is the front of the house. There is a rectangle that is drawn on the front. And then this is the back side shown over here. There is a star on the back side of the house. Now let's move towards the top of the house. On the left side, there is an irregular hexagon over here. So on the right side of the top, there is a pentagon. On the one side of the house, there is a circle drawn, whereas at the base of the house, a rectangle is present. So now we are going to check all our options. If we look at our option B and C, a triangle is shown at the front or back side of the house, which is not correct because we know at the front side there is a rectangle and at the back side of the house there is a star. So these two options are not selected. Now, option D, a circle is drawn at the front or back side of the house, which is also incorrect because we know the circle is at the side of the house. So it means option B, C, and D are wrong. Now, option A, this is our correct option. The reason is we know the star is at the back side of the house. That's right over here. Then at the right side of the top, there was a pentagon, and the side attached with the pentagon was missing. So a triangle can be over there. So option A is the correct one. Question number 12. On the right hand side are pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Identify the image that can be reproduced using all the pieces shown at right. In option B, this puzzle piece is missing, so we cannot choose option B. Similarly, in option C and D, these puzzle pieces are also missing, so option C and D are also not selected. In option A, piece number 1, 2, and 3 can easily fit, but we have to rotate piece number 4 and 5 to adjust in the given image. So option A is our perfect image. Question number 13. If the given flat shape is revolved about the y-axis by 360 degrees, identify the solid shape that will be generated. So you may see a gap over here, which will create a hole in the 3D shape. That is not present in option C, so we will not choose this. Now you may see some gap under the two curves, due to which there will be a gap in the solid shape as well. In option D, there is no gap under the two curves. So option D is also unselected. Now, third thing to be noticed is that the edge is quite pointed over here. So obviously, the edge of the 3D shape will be pointed. In option B, we can see the edge is quite rounded as compared to option A. So we will choose option A over here because it is fulfilling all the criteria. So question number 14, shown below are schematic diagram of a regular door latch. X represents the door and Y represents the frame in the wall. Identify which latch can be used for correctly locking the door. In option A, the hook is in the way of the slide holder, so we cannot close the latch easily. In option B, there is enough space to close the latch and lock the door. So we can consider this as our option, but let's check other options as well. In option C, the hook is between the white holders. So obviously we cannot close the latch here. In option D, there is no hook at all to close the door. So option B is the appropriate one. Question number 15. Pick a point on the outermost ring of the maze shown below. In order to find your way home, each point indicates the direction of your next move. Which point on the outermost ring should be your starting point in order to reach home in the fewest steps? So let's make the directions first. We will check all our options one by one. If we start our journey from the west, we will move in the direction of west and reach to southwest. From here, we will move in the direction and reach to southwest again. If we continue our journey in the same direction, we will be at southeast. From here, we will take a turn in the direction of southeast and north is our destination. We will go upwards towards north side and reach to west. After taking a turn towards the left side, we will be at southeast. So you may notice that it's a loop. So option A is incorrect. Now let's check our option B. If we start our journey from the north and go upwards, we will be at southeast. And after taking a turn in the direction, north is our destination. Then we will go upwards and reach to west. And after taking a turn towards left side, we will be at southeast. So again, there is a loop of southeast, north, and west. So option B is also incorrect. Now let's check our option C here. If we continue the journey in the direction of northeast, we will reach to north and then we will move upwards to reach west. If we take a turn towards left side in the direction of west side, we will be at home. So option C is our correct option, but let's check the option D as well. Here we will start the journey in the northwest direction and reach to southeast. And then if we move in the southeast direction, we will come back to northwest. So it is a loop again. So option D is also not correct. Option C is our correct answer. Question number 16, shown below is a combination of fixed pulleys. If the triangular load moves down, how many pulleys will rotate in the same direction as the smallest pulley, including itself? The overlapping paths do not interfere with each other. So first of all, we are going to count the total number of pulleys, which are 22. According to the rule of the working of a pulley, if first pulley moves in a clockwise direction, the second will move anti-clockwise, third will move clockwise, and fourth will move anti-clockwise. It means half of the pulleys move clockwise and the rest of the half move anti-clockwise. Here, luckily, we have total 22 pulleys, so that's why we can easily divide them into two parts. Out of 22, 11 pulleys will move clockwise and rest of the 11 will move anti-clockwise. So option B is our correct option. Question number 17, the figure below shows a layout plan of a village A which consists of a cluster of houses. Black lines represent walls and the openings in those walls represent either windows or doors. Also marked are the houses of Ria and Barkyal, who are friends. They regularly meet in Barkya's house. If Ria takes the path that has the least number of openings, what is the number of openings that she will have to pass by to get to Barkya's house? So she will start moving from V to U in the way she will pass by the two openings, 1 and 2. Then she will continue her journey from U to E and E to Q. There is no opening in the way. While moving from Q to R, she will pass by the third opening. So at the end, she will reach the Barkia's house without passing by any opening. So in total, there are 3 openings. So option A is the correct one. Question number 18, the door height of entrance of an Indian public hall is to be finalized. Which of the following should be considered to decide the height of the door frame? Option A is the height of tallest 5% of Indian male population. Option B is the height of tallest 50% of Indian female population. Option C is the average height of tallest 95% of Indian male and female population. The D is the height of tallest 95% of Indian male child population. Usually, the height of the door of a public place is designed keeping in mind the percentage of the tallest people. Like if the population of a country is in millions, so obviously 5% is also quite high. So that's the reason that the height of the tallest 5% of Indian male population will be considered to decide the height of the Indian public hall. So option A is the correct option here. Question number 19, an illustration of a walking ant and a pair of glasses lying on the table surface is shown. Which is the correct illustration from the ant's current point of view? So we can clearly see the ant is standing almost in front of one arm of the glasses. So option B and C are surely not our answers. The reason is, in option B, the arm is too much stretched outwards, whereas in option C, it is folded inside. So if we have to choose between option A and D, option A is more appropriate due to the position of the ant, as it is almost standing in front of the arm, so it can see a little part of it. So option A is the correct one here. Question number 20, a solid object made of cubes is shown below. This object is symmetric about all three axes and does not contain cavities, no hollow spaces. How many cubes does the solid contain? At the top layer, it has 5 blocks in the second layer, 5 blocks are hidden under the top layer, and we are going to count the number of blocks which are visible to us. So 1, 2, 3, 3 on the other side, which is equal to 6. Then this one is 7th and the opposite is 8. So it means in the second layer, there are 13 blocks. Now in the third layer, 13 blocks are hidden under the second layer, and now we are going to count the number of blocks which are visible. There are 4 sides and each side has 2 visible blocks. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 8. So there are 21 blocks in third layer, out of which 8 plus 5 means 13 are hidden and 8 are visible to us. In the fourth layer, there will be as many blocks as in the second layer. The reason is that it's a symmetrical shape. Similarly, in the fifth layer, there are 5 blocks because in the first layer, there were 5. So after adding all the numbers, the total is 57, which is our option B. Question number 21. The figure given below shows 6 bar charts corresponding to the volume of agricultural produce from farms of various farmers. The actual quantities are also shown in the figure. Red bars indicate tomatoes, green bars indicate leafy vegetables, and blue bars indicate berries. Assume that they have seen each other's bar charts who can correctly make at least one of the following statements. The first one is everyone who produced any one item more than what I produced, she also produced every other item more. The second one is everyone who produced one item less than what I produced, she also produced at least one other item less. We can see all the graphs here. Neela is producing maximum products. She is producing more tomatoes, vegetables, and berries than Vanita, Sunita, and Sukanya. So, statement 1, that is, if someone is producing one more item than me, she is producing rest of the 2 items more than me. So, that is correct in these 3 cases. But if we look at Priya, she is producing less berries and vegetables than Neela. And Nali, she is producing less tomatoes and vegetables than Neela. So, in the case of Priya and Nali, the second statement, that is, so if someone is producing one item less than me, so she is producing at least one more item less than me. So in these 2 cases, statement 2 is true. So Neela is the one who is making the at least one statement true in all the cases. A crocodile at point B sees 4 meatballs at A, B, C, and D across the river. The crocodile moves with the same speed on ground as well as in water. If the speed of the river is half the speed of crocodile, which meatball can it catch in the shortest time? Let's suppose this is point Q. From point P to Q, the speed of the crocodile is 100 meters on dry land. At point Q, it enters the river. The speed of the crocodile is double as compared to the speed of river. So if it crosses 200-meter wide river, the river flow will diverge it from its straight line path. Like from point Q to C, it has to go straight like this. But due to the speed of river, it has deviated 100 meters to the left side. So the crocodile will catch meatball B in the shortest time. So option B is the answer. Question number 23, which number will replace the question mark? So first of all, we are going to decode the pattern. We will add the numbers written in the upper and lower boxes. The answer is already written in the left box, that is 24. So 11 plus 13 is equal to 24. In the next figure, we are going to take half rotation and add the numbers written in the left and right boxes. The answer is already written in the upper box, that is 32. In the third figure, again, we are going to take half rotation and add the numbers of upper and lower boxes, which are 21 and 19. The answer is written in the right box this time, which is 40. To find out the missing value, we will follow the same pattern. We'll take the half rotation and add the numbers of left and right boxes, but this time answer is written in the lower box, which is equal to 48. So we will see 24 plus what is equal to 48, that is 24. So option B is our correct option. Number 24, the figure below shows a 3 by 3 cube with 4 colors. The same colored shapes are detached and shown separately for reference. Identify the shape of the red block from the given options. So let's say there are 3 parts of this block. The first part is covered by the green colored shape. There is a red and a yellow block as well. This red colored block is missing in option A, so we will consider the rest of the 3 options. In second part, the yellow colored shape is at the front and the last 2 columns are in red color. So we can see in all 3 options, these 2 columns are in red color. So we have to check the last part. The gray colored shape is at the front of it, but it is hollow from the center. So it's obvious that this part is going to be covered with the red block. In option D, there are 2 blocks in this area, but we need only one red colored block to fit into the gray shape. So option D is also incorrect. Now look at the last column of the cube. There are 3 blocks of red. So if we have to choose between option B and C, option B is the correct one because in option C, there are only 2 blocks in the last column. Third is missing. But in option B, there are 3 blocks. So that's why option B is the correct one because it's fulfilling all the criteria. Question number 25. A solid object was sliced to form 2 new objects. Each of the 2 new objects had a circular base. Which shape could not have been the original object? So it's quite obvious. If we consider any option from A, B, and D, the 2 new objects will have circular base. While in the case of prism, it cannot happen. So option C is our correct option here. Question number 26. During an experiment, the temperature of a substance increased at a constant rate of 3 degrees Celsius per hour. Which graph represents this relationship? So if we look at our first graph, the temperature is not clear at first and second hour, but it is 21 at third hour. So now let's look at our option B. Here, the temperature is 21 at first hour, 22 at second hour, and 23 at third hour. So temperature is increasing with a constant rate of 1 degree Celsius per hour. In option C, we can clearly see that temperature is 22 degrees Celsius at first hour, 24 at second, and 26 at third hour. So here the temperature is increasing at constant rate of 2 degrees. So let's check our last graph. We can clearly see the temperature is 23 degrees Celsius at first hour and 26 degrees Celsius at second hour. So this is the correct option because here temperature is increasing with a constant rate of 3 degrees Celsius per hour. So option D is the correct one. Question number 27. Which set of angle measures could be the interior angles of a triangle? So we know that sum of all the angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So we simply need to add the numbers given in all the options one by one to check that which option is making 180 degrees. So let's see option A, the sum of the values is equal to 270 degrees, which is not correct. In option B, 80 plus 200 is equal to 360 degrees. In option C, the total is 150 degrees. And in option D, 15 plus 30 plus 135 is equal to 180 degrees. So option D is the correct option here. Question number 28. Two photographers offer different pricing plans for their services. The graph below models the prices photographer A charges. The table below shows the prices photographer B charges. Each photographer charges a one-time equipment fee and an hourly rate. So it is quite visible from the graph that at 0 hours, the cost is $25. So we can say the equipment fee of photographer A is $25. As the information of second and fourth hour is given in the chart, so we will consider the same in the graph as well. At second hour, the price is $75. So we will subtract the equipment fee out of it. The answer is $50. So this is the cost for 2 hours. 50 divided by 2 is equal to 25. So let's verify it. The cost for 4 hours is equal to 125. After subtracting equipment fee, the cost is $100 for 4 hours. So 100 divided by 4 is also 25. So yes, so we can say that photographer A is charging $25 per hour. Now let's look at the table of photographer B. The cost of the 2 hours is equal to $80, but it is including equipment fee as well. And the cost of the fourth hour is equal to $110. So we are going to find the difference between the numbers. that is equal to 30. Basically, 30 is the cost for third and fourth hour. So we are going to divide it on 2 to find out the cost per hour. So here we may say that photographer B charges $15 per hour. Now let's find out his equipment fee as well. To do that, we will write the cost for first 2 hours, which is 80, and we are going to subtract the working cost out of it, that was $30. Because for 1 hour it was 15, for 2 hours it was 30. So when we minus it, the answer is $50. So $50 are the equipment fee of photographer B. Now let's read the options. Option A is photographer A charges $15 per hour more than photographer B, which is wrong because A charges $25 per hour and B charges $15 per hour. So that is wrong. Option B is also incorrect. Photographer B charges $15 per hour more than photographer A. Option C is photographer A's equipment fee is $25 less than the photographer B's. That is correct because the equipment fee of A is $25, whereas the equipment fee of B is $50. So the difference is of $25. So option C is the correct one. Question number 29. At a local basketball game, all tickets are the same price and all souvenirs are the same price. Mr. Smith bought 2 tickets to this basketball game and 1 souvenir for a total of $17.25. Mr. Lockhart bought 5 tickets to the same game and 2 souvenirs for a total of $42. How much was a ticket to this game? So let's make our equations first. As Mr. Smith bought 2 tickets and 1 souvenir, that was of $17.25. So our first equation is this. And Mr. Lockhart bought 5 tickets and 2 souvenirs. The total cost was $42. So this is our second equation. Now we have to find out the values of the variables. To do that, we are going to make the coefficients of t same. For that purpose, we will multiply our equation 1 by 5 and equation 2 by 2. So the new equations are given below. Now we are going to subtract the equations and find out the value of S. 10t is cancelled with minus 10t and 86.25 minus 84 is equal to 2.25. It means one souvenir was of $2.25. Now we are going to find out the value of t by putting this value in our equation number 1. Then we will solve it for t. After doing all the calculations, the value of t is equal to $7.5. Which is our option B. Question number 30. A newspaper conducted a survey to find out how many high school students play video games. The two-way table below displays the data from the survey. Based on these data in the table, which statement is true? So option A is there were 2,451 boys surveyed and about 29% of them play video games. So we can see total number of boys are matching with the number of boys who were surveyed. Now we have to find out 29% of the number, that is equal to 710.79, which is 711 almost. So here in the chart, we can see 1,593 boys play video game. So there is quite a big difference between both the numbers. So option A is not correct. Option B is there were 2,996 girls surveyed and about 45% of them play video game. So we can see the total is matching, that is 2,996. Let's calculate 45% of the number. The answer is 1,348.2. So here 1,361 girls play video games. The number is quite closer. There is not too much difference between the answers. The reason is they have written about 45%. It's not written exact 45%. So here can consider this option as our answer because both the numbers are quite closer. So that's why we will see the rest of the options and then find out the answer. Option C is there were 5,447 students surveyed. So yes, the total number of students are 5,447 and about 54% of them do not play video games. So 54% of the number is equal to 2,941.4. So who do not play video games? So here, if we look at the data, 2,493 students do not play video games. So again, there is a huge difference between the answers. So that's why this option is also not correct. Option D is there were 2,493 students surveyed, and about 34% of them are girls who do not play video games. So we can see the total is totally different from each other. So obviously answer is going to be different. So option D is also incorrect. Option B is the correct one because about 45% of the girls do play the video games. I hope you like my video, so don't forget to like and comment on it and subscribe my channel. So see you next time.